and welcome to the Everside. So today I'm going to be playing a game called Town to City. Town to City is a game based off 19th century Mediterranean villages, and I just think it is the epitome of a cosy, cute city builder game. And if you've ever played Stardew Valley, I feel like it's got the same sort of feel but just 3D. So being October, I thought it'd be a really nice idea to do a Halloween themed one. The kind of game it is, it kind of lends itself to autumn anyway. And I picked the map with the two mountains up the side and then the valley down the middle, because then I felt that we could do a castle on the top of the mountain and then the town coming down and then a bit of a darker area in the valley section. So I started off firstly with the pavement section, so I want to create a plaza area that the castle would sit on. I actually used the cathedral building as the castle, and then I edited it a bit later just to create those vined areas over the top and make it look like an overgrown Halloween-y castle. To create the plaza area, started off with the stone path using the square brush tool, creating a rectangular shape. On top of that, I've used the plaza pavement so that I can create all of the detailed areas and then cut out sort of circular shapes for where the trees would go. So you can create quite a lot of detail, even though there aren't loads of pathing options. I think there may be only 4 or 5 in the game at the moment. So there is no grid system on Town to City, and it might sound a bit controversial, but I do love a grid. So I wouldn't be upset if they added it, but I do understand why not. I don't think the vibe of Town to City is very gritty. It's kind of flowy roads, in and out of houses, not structured, straight, boring lines. But it was nice for these types of plaza areas. So after this main structure of the plaza was made, I then added the cathedral to the centre of it, and I feel like the cathedral did a great job of being my castle on this town. And we moved on to a bit of the detailing around the plaza. So I added a stone fence around the edge and then a hedge around that, and that's just to create a bit of layering, which I think really helps create detail in these types of builds. So you can't change the shape of the terrain in this game at the moment, I don't believe, unless I haven't found it yet. And in a way it's kind of nice because you have to use what you've got and place things around that intentionally rather than just thinking you can change it later. So what they do have though is terrain painting tools. So I wanted to create an effect where it looked like the castle was kind of on an evil patch of land, so I added a lot more dark grass and dark soil to create that effect as if it's kind of coming out of the castle. So like you can't add any hills or anything, you also can't add water at the moment in the game, which again, I wouldn't be sad if they added. So I did deliberately put the castle right next to the water so that we could create a sense of grandness around the castle. And then I started adding my favourite, a rock or two. So I don't believe you can overlap objects either in this game at the moment, which, is quite good for clipping and stuff like that, but it does become obviously a little bit more restrictive on where you can place things. But we made it work, so I tried to cluster them as closely together to make it look like a rock formation as possible. And then I started adding in things like lanterns and lily pads and reeds, just to create that soft edge to the lake. Now I thought it'd be really fun to have a pathway coming away from the castle up into a little haunted section at the top. So I made a path that goes through a forest and then up to a little evil section. And to create the evil section, I picked the darkest colour that they have in the palette of terrain options and then made it look like the evil was kind of spawning from this area. So then I decorated that with some stone formations around it. All of the trees in this section are like the dead, spooky ones, so it looks like life can't grow there, apart from these red mushrooms. So after I created this spooky area, I just started filling out the remaining area with my autumnal trees. I think it's really nice that the game released with Halloween decorations. They haven't tried to do a DLC or anything like that. It's come out with autumnal themed trees and Halloween decorations like pumpkins and candles, and I think that just helps bring in the whole cozy vibe. Now, next up, I tackled the maze or the labyrinth that I've put next to the castle. So it's actually one of the campaign challenges to build a labyrinth type maze, which I really, really loved, and I feel like the campaign gives you so many ideas on what you can build in this game. So if you do feel a bit stuck, I would definitely recommend playing through the campaign because it will set you little challenges that are actually really fun and you can get really creative with them. And for this one, I wanted it to come up the side of the hill. I think that was a really nice use of that dead space and almost like a false trick entrance into the castle grounds. So I didn't have loads of space here, so I kind of had to go with the shape of the terrain that we had. But like I said before, sometimes a restriction in terrain leads you to create things that you didn't think you would. I actually really liked the way that this looked at the end. So I knew that I wanted the end of the maze to be near the castle at the top, and then I just created little channels that run through the maze. So I did a lot of learning during this build, and I learned that actually you don't have to delete an entire section of fence, you can quite easily edit it. So it works by having anchor points in the fence structure, and then you can move those anchor points to wherever you want. So I actually found it a lot easier to essentially draw the shape roughly and then move the anchor points to where I wanted them exactly. So I did initially make all of the terrain really dark so that I could see the hedges clearly, but I knew I wanted to turn it back into grass and sort of soil as if it had been trodden on. After I was happy with the shape of the hedges, I then put a soil pathway throughout the hedge so that the townsfolk could actually walk through the maze. However, I did find during my maze build in the campaign section that if you don't create a gap in the pathway with the eraser tool, if the paths are too close together, they'll essentially walk through the hedges. So if you want it to be realistic, I actually just went through the maze again with a eraser tool just on the hedge sections to make sure that they couldn't walk through them. Of course, some of the townsfolk may also need to sit down during the maze walk, so I have provided benches. I used the green pumpkins within the maze because I feel like that made them look like little hedge monsters, and I thought that was adorable. So I hope you enjoyed the first part of my Halloween town build. I have filled about half the map now, and I do feel like the building got better as I've had more time in the game. So if you want to watch some more Town to City content, like and subscribe, and part 2 will be out very soon. I'll see you on the other side.